The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network.
Hi everyone, this is Troy again with another episode of Let's Talk Money 2020. I hope you're all keeping safe during the Corolla outbreak, and I wanted to gear my discussion today to my clients as far as what to do during the tax season. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to minimize your risk by having you come to the office. If you want to come to the office, that's fine, we'll be there for you, but we want to make sure we're clear on certain avenues that you could take to make sure that we can get your tax filings done, your tax planning done, or whatever else, without necessarily putting yourself at risk by coming to the office. So today we're going to talk about a few things that we've actually put in place to actually facilitate the process. The first thing is I want to talk about is some general stuff. The IRS, as of today, Friday, March 20th, the IRS is still open. Okay, so you can still do your filings. You can still call the IRS. I'm sure they have limited staff. If you try to call them, they probably have long lines. But the IRS is still open, which means you can still file. So that's the good thing. As of a few days ago, President Trump and his administration announced that the certain deadlines will be extended. To make a long story short, most of the deadlines are being extended to July 15th as far as paying taxes. Now you still have it's a little tricky because you still have a responsibility to file your taxes by April 15th. However, as usual, you can file for an automatic extension that will allow you to file your taxes your individual taxes up until October 15th. So again, the extension is about paying the tax. You have up until July 15th to pay the tax, and you have until April 15th to actually file, with the exception if you file that extension. But keep in mind, these things could change. They could change any day. The file. I don't expect them to really come anytime sooner, but those dates could be pushed out. But I'll keep you informed. That we do these shows every week, so I'll keep you informed. One small thing is that the paying deferment only applies if your taxes are less than $1 million. And the other thing is true is the estimated payment. So typically your estimated payment is going to be due April 15th. That deadline has been extended to July 15th as well. All right. Corporate filings. The estimated taxes for corporate filings have been really pushed out till July 15th. The extensions, which we just got finished doing a bunch of extensions this week, has been pushed out until July 15th as well. One of the things I want to include here is the states have basically followed suit. So most of the states, as of today, I checked early this morning, most of the states have pushed out their deadlines, whether it's extensions, whether it's corporate filings, individual filings, and the other filings to July 15th as well. And as you know, we as we approach your natural filing deadline, the same thing we do every year. If we have not heard from you, or we can't complete your return by that natural filing deadline, we always file an extension for you anyway. So if you're a recurring client of mine, which many of you are, you don't have to call us and say, hey, look, file an extension for me. If we filed a return for you last year, we'll still file the extensions like we do every year. I have not heard that refunds will be delayed. Okay, so let's go on and file. Some of us may need money real soon, so let's just go on and file. I have not heard of any delays. Again, the typical return on a refund could be up to 3 weeks. So let's go on and file. I have not heard any delays. Let's stay home as much as we can. Let's be safe. Now let's talk about the process a little bit. There are certain ways we can actually obtain your information. One is you can send us the docs via email, or we can call you, or you can call us, and we can set up a secured portal for you that you can log in and actually upload your documents right to our website, or right to our internal storage space. That's a pretty simple process. You just call us up. We create a credentials for you. We create the credentials, and then you just log in. We do the rest. We'll call you and really have virtual meetings, and those meetings will be just like you were in the office. No difference. You'll see our screens. You can ask questions just like you normally do. I'll try not to talk a hole in your head like I usually do. All right. So here are the detailed steps. Basically, upload your documents into the portal or email them to us. Some of you feel more comfortable about emailing. You do it every year, and you email us the documents. That's fine. But we also have another option that you can just log onto a website and you just upload the documents as well. Now, if you have problems with scanning things, you're going to have to take a picture, and you have to take a picture as clearly as you can. But sometimes those pictures don't really come out too well. So you do have that option as well. So, like I said before, and many of you have already experienced this. We've done this for several years now. We've had virtual meetings. You can see our screens. You can see your amount due. We walk you through the return line by line, just like you were in our office. And it works really fast, and in most cases it works even faster. You can ask questions. We can do what-if scenarios. The same thing that we usually do. If you want to know what your estimated taxes should be in the coming year, what your withholding should be, or any type of tax strategy that we always talk about, hey, we can do the same thing. It's just the only thing is you're doing it from the comfort of your house. So we'll be doing web meetings periodically during your tax return process. We'll stay in touch just like we usually do. The one big thing is we'll give you recommendations, what you should do in the upcoming years. We'll do the same thing. We'll probably even put things in an email and shoot it to you so you won't forget. So you can e-sign your returns. Many of you have already done this over the last few years. You don't want to come into the office, so I sent you a link, and you can just sign the returns from your home. We'll send you an electronic invoice. You pay the invoice. We go on an e-file for you. We send you the confirmation that everything has been sent, and then we send you copies of your returns. And you're going to have to arrange sometime in the near future to actually pick up. Well, you don't. In your case, let me just backtrack. You don't have to pick up your source documents because you've already sent them to us. You have the hard copies right there in front of you. So that's a quick synopsis of how we will conduct the tax preparation for this tax season. I just don't want you to be sitting there just waiting for this whole thing to die down and think you have to wait and actually to do your tax returns. So we've got everything all set up for you. My staff is already abreast of how to really conduct the virtual meetings. We do it all the time. It shouldn't be a big deal to us whatsoever. The only thing that you might have to worry about is sometimes the phone lines can get really congested because everybody's home now and they're trying to make phone calls, especially cell phone calls, and sometimes you might have to dial in several times. But that's the only real problem that I've seen. And it's really not a problem. I've called in several times to our meetings, and I might have had a busy signal one or two times. So that's probably all I've seen as far as some of the problems that you might experience. So I'm going to take a break right now, and I'm going to come back and talk about business filings, because I went over something last week, and I think it's important that I kind of go over it again, especially since you're not going to be coming to the office. Or if you, like I said before, if you want to come to the office, you can most certainly come to the office. We're there for you. But let's take a break right now, and then I'll come back and go over how to do a quick P&L. It's just a rehash of what we did last week. I might add a few things here and there to it, but I think it's very important for business filings, especially if you deal with bank statements and that sort of thing. So let's take a break, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. Hi, I'm Troy Emory. Here at TD Emory and Associates, we offer a wide variety of business tax services for small and large companies, including corporations and partnerships, nonprofits, and real estate taxation. Also, we offer audits, compilations, and reviews.
Let our knowledgeable staff at TD Emory and Associates help you optimize your tax benefits today. Dependable, accurate, trustworthy. TD Emory and Associates. Dependable, accurate, trustworthy. TD Emory and Associates.
What is this? The IRS?
We know that your tax preparation requires more than just the basics.
Hi, I'm Troy Emory, and I've spent my entire professional career helping taxpayers in a variety of tax issues. Let us show you how to confront and solve tax issues with every viable option under the law.
Call the tax team at TD Emory and
Okay,
Associates
we're back
now.
So last week we talked about business filings and really how to do your own quick P&L. A lot of people bring us bank statements and all kinds of documents to actually do the tax preparation. However, there are certain things that you can really do on your own, as I talked about last week. I'm just going to go through this one more time. It's really simple. I'm going to show you a quick way to do a P&L to save you some time and money as far as getting your taxes done. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go online, and you want to go online to your bank account, and you want to download either a CSV file or an Excel file of your bank activity. Sometimes you can do it per month, you can do it per quarter, you can do it per year. If you can get it all in 1 year, if your business didn't have that many transactions, you can probably get it all in one file. If you do it per month, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to combine those files into one Excel file. But once you get them combined in one Excel file, it's going to look similar to this. And I'm going to scroll down here. And as you see here, we have the months, and over to the left, and the next column will not be in your download file that you get from the bank. I actually put this in here to make it a little easier for me to actually see how you're doing per month. And the amount's going to be there. The payee is already going to be there. The category is something that you're going to have to fill out. You're going to have to just tell us whether this transaction is income, whether it's some type of expense. You just put a category, and you want to be consistent. You want to use the same category each time. So just for example, if you have a bank fee, call it bank fee during the whole file. Don't call some of them bank charges, but if you do, that's no big deal. We'll just change them. And then the which account you're talking about. So you can add multiple accounts in here. Just put the last four of the bank account number at the end, and then you'll have a nice size file. And then what we do is we just highlight everything. You can use a mouse, or I don't use a mouse because I'm been doing this for a long time. You just highlight all your data, right? And then you say insert pivot table, and this little box is going to pop up. All you're going to do is just make sure it says you want to store it in a new workbook, and the whole selection is going to be listed right here. All right, and then you're going to say OK. This screen is going to pop up. Don't get intimidated. It's a pretty easy screen to understand. What you're going to do is you're going to take your categories, you're going to move them under rows, you're going to take your amount, and you're going to move those under value, and voila, that's your income statement right there. See, we got income at the top. You notice I named the income one income. I do that for a purpose. The reason why I call it one income is because I want my income to just be at the top. There's no secret to why that one's there, other than I want it when it sorts. I want the income to be at the top, and I want the expenses to be at the bottom. It's just that plain and simple. Now, one other thing that I went over last week, and I'm going to go over one more time, is if you want to look at things per month, you just take this month label and put it under columns, and bam, you have your income statement broken out by month, so you can see each month how you were doing. In this case, doing well February, March, April, Then May kind of went into the red. Then it started to climb back up. So you can see how you're doing per month. And you don't have to wait to tax time to do this. You can do this throughout the year. So what you do is you send us this file. If you are good with the pivot table, fine. If not, that's fine too. We'll just put it in the pivot table for you. But if you just follow my steps, you'll see exactly how easy it is. I'd rather for you to do it so that you can see how your business is really doing per month. It's a quick way to do it. So again, if you just give me this part of it right here, then we can do the rest, or you can just go for it. And I know most of you can actually do it yourselves. So just give it a shot to see whether you could get it to work. And if it does not, we'll just take it over from this data here. If you can't get everything all in one file, just send us a bunch of files per month or per quarter or whatever, and we'll just do the rest. So again, we like to just add things for you, our loyal customers, that you can actually make things a little easier. And again, if I have any more updates on where we are as far as refunds, when you can file, deadlines, and that sort of thing, I will let you know on the next call. What we'll do is we'll really try to do some actual video shootings during the week if we have major updates, so keep you abreast. So that's it for now. Be safe. Don't take unnecessary risks. Be safe. Eat well. Live well. Be well. Until the next time, I'll see you. Take care.